Hi there, and welcome to my very first Workshop Wednesday. I am Chef Jessica Leibovich of ChefJessica.com. I have been a prosperous personal chef for 23 years now, and for the past several years, I have been training and mentoring chefs to start and sustain their personal chef business. And now I am really getting into it where I have fully just set aside the time to share these free trainings with you to help you get up and running and to really help you get out of that cycle of feast or famine. So today's training is very important. I'm going to share a lot of good information with you. It is about how to position yourself as an expert in your community. And this is so important as a personal chef to really catapult your business and get you with a higher level of clients and also get clients to really make that commitment to you. By being seen as an expert, you are really creating a demand for your services, and you're creating this sense of authenticity and trust. So by positioning yourself as an expert, you are going to attract a higher level of clientele. VIP high-paying clients do not want to work with the most affordable. That is not under their consideration. They want to work with the best. They want to work with the people who can help them. They want to work with people they can trust. Those are the primary factors. By being seen as an expert in your community, you are really contributing to people trusting you and liking you. You're creating more visibility. You are creating a brand, and you're really achieving all of this without any paid advertising. And it's also going to give you better results than paid advertising. So it's going to grow your business a lot faster, and it's going to allow you to really delve into that high level of service that by not being seen as an expert, you're just going to be seen as any other personal chef. This is going to allow you to stand out from the crowd. So let's talk about how you can do this. I've told you how important it is, and you may not think of yourself as an expert, or you may just be really new to the personal chef world. However, that's not necessarily what I mean. It's not about being an expert personal chef. It's about knowing your strengths and highlighting them. So, for example, if you became a personal chef to help people eat vegan, then you would be an expert on vegan cuisine. You can also position yourself as an expert in things such as meal prep or grocery shopping or checking ingredients, counting macros, those types of things. It doesn't necessarily have to be that you're an expert as a personal chef if you don't feel comfortable putting yourself out there like that. So to create this buzz and to get this visibility as being seen as an expert, what you want to do is you want to narrow down your zone of genius. Where is your zone of genius? Where are your strengths? And this is usually something that you're really passionate about, that gets you really excited. It usually comes very easy and natural to you. So that's what you want to think about when you want to think about where you want to position yourself as an expert. For example, you could be an expert in Italian cuisine or Vietnamese cuisine. You may make an amazing pho, and possibly you know how to make a vegetarian pho. So I don't know, these are the things that you want to think about, but you want to think about where's your zone of genius, where is your strengths, and that's what you're going to focus on. So by having a more narrow focus, you're going to be allowed to be perceived as more of an expert. If you are more general, you're not going to be perceived as an expert, and you kind of go into like that vanilla field, and you sort of blend in to everybody else, and there's really nothing that makes you stand out. So even if somebody is not necessarily into Vietnamese cuisine, if that's your strength and that's where you're an expert as, that's going to give you a position to have visibility from, if that makes sense. So it's not always about what you're speaking on. So that's really important. to think about. So if I position myself as a health expert, which I have, a healthy food expert, I am still going to get clients that maybe don't want to lose weight, but they just heard about me and they know that I am a good personal chef. So your expert may be in Vietnamese cuisine, and you may get clients who are interested in that, but that's not necessarily their primary goal. They're still going to see you because you're visible as an expert. So hopefully that makes sense. Like I said, your zone of genius is something you're usually really passionate about, and so you become infectious when you talk about it. You get excited. People can't stop you. You just go on, and these are the things that sort of get people's attention and get them to listen. Okay, so now that we have identified how you select your zone of genius and you kind of think about what you want to talk about and how you want to be perceived as an expert, then what you want to do is you want to think about how are you going to get your message out there as a authority in the community. One thing I want to mention is you are going to speak on this subject many times. So you're going to speak often and speak loudly. So that means if you are focusing on vegan cuisine, you may talk about it at a demo at Whole Foods. You may do a press release in your local newspaper. You may offer a Recipe of the Month club to a local community church. Whatever it is, there's different things. I'm just kind of throwing these off the top of my head, but the point is you need to kind of shout from the rooftops. Speak often and speak loudly. People sometimes need to hear your message more than once, and so you don't feel bad about repeating it or saying the same things more than once. You just want to make sure that when you're seen as an expert, you know what you're talking about. So it's okay if you repeat yourself, but just make sure that it comes across as knowledgeable, informative, and trustworthy. So some of the places that I suggest and I have done in the past for myself to be positioned as an expert, one of the best places is employee wellness programs. So I have partnered with many employee wellness programs, and they usually have a budget, so it's not something that I have to do for free or donate any of my money for. They're not going to pay you a ton, but at least you get paid to market your business. So in an employee wellness program, you can create just a program or a video or some type of show that sort of highlights your expertise, what you're talking about. One of the things that I did was I went to the San Diego Zoo and I did a program on healthy eating for the work week. And I talked a lot about, how to meal prep, how to minimize time when prepping dinner, shortcuts. I talked about grocery stores to go to. I shared a lot of my secrets, and of course, a lot of them, they don't necessarily want to know how to do it, they just want my help. So even though I was talking about how they could do it themselves, it was still marketing my zone of genius and allowed me to position myself as an expert in my community, and basically it was like free advertising. Another great way to position yourself as an authority, and you've probably heard me talk about this before, is a press release. Press releases have done more for my business than anything else. They have literally taken me from hardly any clients to being overbooked in a matter of days. That was a while ago when I first started out, but they work. And it's great because you get to write the press release. So you get to tell the story, you get to decide what it says, and then you pitch it to news stations. You pitch it to local community papers or whoever you want to pitch it to in the community, in the media, whether it's a local blog or a local church or a paper. When I would create a press release, I would send it to everybody. I might send it out to 20 different publications in one day, and then I would follow up with them. Eventually you will get picked up because they always need stories. They always have holes to fill. And if they have a feel-good story about a chef who's making people healthier in their community, they are probably going to run it if it fits along with their community standards. So make sure, that it's not selling your services too much, that it's really talking about how you help and support your community. And this ties back to this week's Marketing Monday lesson, where we talked about building trust and building rapport with your clients. So by building trust, you are literally creating a bond with your client before you even start working for them. So press releases are amazing. I highly recommend them. And if you do a press release, make sure you follow up with everybody that you sent it to several times until you get a response. So if you haven't heard back, it's okay to keep following up. It's okay to keep bugging them and asking them, hey, do you think you're going to be able to run this? Or, is there another angle that you would like to do on my services? Trust me, when it comes to press releases and working with the media, it's definitely the squeaky wheel gets the grease type of situation. So another way that you can position yourself as an authority is to do classes. And classes can be paid as well. You can charge a low fee. You can also do classes for the employee wellness program, like I mentioned before. And they don't have to be cooking classes, but they can be. So if you specialize in a certain type of cuisine or a certain type of dietary restriction, then doing those things, doing the classes and implementing those things is really going to solidify trust and build rapport with your clients. So if you do Vietnamese or vegan cooking, doing a vegan class, it builds trust, it builds rapport. So then, people see on your website, oh, she teaches classes on the subject too, so she must be able to, help me eat more vegetarian or help me eat healthier or whatever it is their goal. You're positioning yourself as an authority should always support your client's goals. So if I'm positioning myself as an authority on meal prep or weight loss, that's going to support their goals into eating healthier and eating out less. So another way that you can position yourself as an authority in your business is to ask for client testimonials. And this is really important. So the more testimonials you have, the more it looks like that you are an authority. This is true in almost any business, but it is especially true for chefs and personal chefs, that your number one way that you're going to get clients, unless you get your press release picked up, unless a post goes viral or something like that, the number one way you are going to get clients is through referrals. So asking for testimonials, asking for referrals is huge, and then building on that. So putting them on your website or talking about them in your social media or sharing the information with other clients is going to position yourself as an expert. It's going to allow you to keep the clients you have in a high level space and then bring in clients that are just like them, that are friends with them, it's actually like job security. And I don't know how to really explain this in the way that other than once you start getting hired by a friend group or a social group, they will all use you. You are the go-to person. Unless you screw something up really bad to the point of no return, they are going to come back to you because they trust you and they know you. So that's why it is so important to ask for testimonials, let your clients know that you're looking for more business, and also sharing with your clients that what you're looking for in a new client. So for example, if you want somebody who eats healthy, you can tell your clients, I'm looking to support more people and turning their health around. Do you have any friends who need support in that? So you don't position it as a way as, I need more clients. It's, I'm looking for more people to help with my knowledge. And that allows you to still position yourself as an expert, but ask for more business. Another thing you can do to position yourself as an expert in your community is to share your wins. And this is huge. So for example, and I don't do this as much as I should, but if I was just starting out, I would probably do this a lot more. Let's say my client, when I started working with them in January, they had a really, which I thought was an unrealistic goal, to lose 40 pounds in 3 months. I mean, it's not necessarily realistic for people to lose that much weight. It's highly unlikely. These people were extremely goal oriented, and they did everything I said. They cut out alcohol. They never cheated. They did the gym. And so they actually reached their goal. And that would have been a win that I would have shouted from the rooftops if I needed clients. I would have been emailing my list. I would have put it on my social media. But by sharing what you have done for other people, it brings people out of the woodwork who need. Just got cut off there a minute. So I'm going to wrap this up. So hopefully you have gotten some tips on positioning yourself as an authority and why it's so important and how it will help you grow your chef business and gain clients and build trust. But I want to wrap it up with sharing that it's really important to create a sense of urgency, a demand for working with you, giving people offers to start right away, maybe offering them something additional, some additional support, possibly counting their macros for them, or doing something like that that sort of gives them extra value. So you can incentivize them to take action. And by doing that, it also positions you as an authority because it gives them that extra nudge of information and value that other people don't get. So when you position yourself as an authority, you are setting yourself apart from other chefs. You are helping yourself stand out in the crowd. You are building trust, and you're giving people a reason to work with you. So it's so important to be seen as an authority in your world, in your community. So think about how you can do that, how you can get out there. And it's just as important as any other marketing you're going to do, because you will get the return on investment tenfold. So drop me your questions. Let me know if this helped, and good luck.